She was just an ordinary delivery girl, struggling to make ends meet in a city that never seemed to slow down. Every day, she zipped through traffic on her battered scooter, rushing to deliver parcels and food to people who barely noticed her. Life was tough, and her dreams felt even tougher to reach, but none of that prepared her for the moment when her world collided, literally, with the sleek black car of the city's most powerful CEO. It all happened in a blink. As she hurried across a busy intersection, trying to beat the red light, a sudden screech of tires and the shattering sound of glass stopped her heart. Her scooter had bumped the CEO's luxury car, a car she'd seen in magazines, the kind only the ultra-rich could afford. Panic hit her like a wave. She stepped off her scooter, eyes wide, breath catching as the man inside the car stepped out. Tall, sharp-suited, and with an air of authority that could freeze time. He looked down at the damage, and then at her. Most people would expect anger, shouting, or maybe even a lawsuit. But what happened next was something no one could predict. Instead of fury, the CEO surprised her with an unusual demand, one that would change her life forever. "Marry me," he said, almost casually, as if proposing a simple business deal. For a delivery girl with nothing but hope in her pocket and a heart full of worries, this was a moment straight out of a dream, or maybe a nightmare. How could she say yes? And why would a man like him want to marry someone like her? The city's gossip mills were already buzzing, and her friends warned her to be careful. Was this a trap? A cruel joke? Or something else entirely? This story isn't just about an accident or a strange proposal. It's about the unexpected twists life throws at us. The invisible line between worlds that seem too different to ever meet. And the power of choices made in the most surprising moments. Who is this CEO really? What does he want from her? And what happens when two lives from opposite ends of the social ladder collide in a way no one saw coming? In the next part, we'll uncover the secrets behind his sudden proposal and what it means for the delivery girl's future. Will she run away, or will she take a chance on a life she never imagined possible? Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. The moment he said those words, "Marry me," her mind raced faster than ever. She stood there, trembling, still trying to process what just happened. This wasn't some rich guy throwing his weight around. There was something about his calm voice, the steady look in his eyes, that made her hesitate instead of scream, run. But why would a CEO, a man so far removed from her everyday struggles, make such a shocking demand? She remembered how hard her days were, waking up before dawn, rushing through streets filled with honking cars and impatient drivers, dodging puddles and potholes just to deliver someone's lunch or package on time. Life was a constant hustle, and every penny mattered. The CEO, on the other hand, lived in a world of skyscrapers and boardrooms, where deals were made over expensive dinners and power was measured in billions. Their worlds couldn't be more different. But the CEO, his name was Li Wei, wasn't just any businessman. Rumors floated around the city about his sharp mind, his ruthless approach to business, and the strange loneliness that surrounded him. People said he was cold, distant, and impossible to approach. Yet standing there now, he didn't seem like a villain. There was something vulnerable in the way he looked at her, as if this accident was more than just a car crash to him. For Li Wei, this accident wasn't just a scratch on his car. It was a disruption to a carefully planned life that was built on control and predictability. And yet, instead of reacting with anger, he chose to shake up the rules. The idea of marriage as compensation was his way of fixing something bigger, something even he wasn't ready to admit. Was it guilt, a secret loneliness, or a hidden motive that only time would reveal. Meanwhile, the delivery girl, whose name was May, felt her world tipping upside down. How could she say yes to marrying a man she barely knew, whose life was a puzzle she couldn't even begin to understand? But saying no wasn't easy either. Li Wei's offer came with unspoken pressure. If she refused, would he ruin her reputation or make her life even harder? And what about her family, who depended on every bit of money she earned? At the same time, May's closest friends noticed the sudden change in her. They warned her about getting involved with someone like Li Wei. But May felt strangely drawn to him. Curious about the man behind the CEO mask, there were whispers of a tragedy in his past, a love lost or a family secret that haunted him. But no one dared speak about it openly. On the other side, Li Wei's world was also full of shadows. His family expected him to marry someone from their elite circle, someone with a name, wealth, and influence. Accepting May, a delivery girl with no social standing, would mean risking everything he'd worked for. Yet something about May's straightforwardness and courage challenged his lonely existence. Could marriage be his way to break free from a life built on appearances? As the days passed, their strange arrangement forced them to confront uncomfortable truths. May struggled to navigate a world filled with luxury she never imagined, while Li Wei found himself facing emotions he had long buried. But outside their fragile bubble, tensions were rising. The media caught wind of the story and began to speculate wildly, threatening May's privacy and safety. Meanwhile, powerful people in Li Wei's circle watched closely, ready to sabotage the union if it threatened their interests. The deeper their relationship grew, the more complex the situation became. May discovered that the accident was only the surface of a larger conflict, a battle of power, family expectations, and hidden pasts. Li Wei's decision to marry her wasn't just about the accident anymore. It was a challenge to the status quo, a gamble that could either heal broken hearts or destroy them both. Just when May thought she understood the situation, an unexpected visitor appeared, a woman from Li Wei's past, someone who seemed determined to pull him back into a world May didn't belong to, with secrets lurking in every corner and trust hanging by a thread. The question was no longer if their marriage would happen, but whether it could survive the storms ahead. As the story reaches this critical point, both May and Li Wei must decide what they really want. Will they fight the odds together, or will the weight of their worlds tear them apart? The next chapter promises to reveal the truth behind the CEO's unusual proposal and whether a delivery girl and a powerful man can rewrite their destinies against all odds. Stay with us, because this roller coaster is far from over. The tension between May and Li Wei grew thicker with every passing day. Just when May thought she could handle the pressure, an unexpected twist flipped everything upside down. The woman from Li Wei's past, Ying, his former fiancée, stepped back into the picture, her presence sharp and cold, like a storm about to break. She didn't just want Li Wei back. She wanted to remind him of the life he was supposed to lead, the family expectations he was supposed to fulfill. Ying wasn't going to let a delivery girl take her place without a fight. May felt the weight of it all crashing down on her. She wasn't just battling societal judgment anymore. She was fighting for her place beside a man whose world was ruled by power, tradition, and unforgiving expectations. But May also realized something important. This wasn't just about money or status. It was about respect, love, and the courage to stand up for what you truly want. Li Wei surprised everyone when he stood his ground. He didn't deny his past with Ying, but he made it clear that his future was with May. That moment was a turning point. not just for their relationship, but for Li Wei himself. He wasn't just a CEO making decisions based on business. He was a man who had finally found someone who saw him for who he really was, not just for his title or wealth. The climax came when a major corporate event threatened to pull Li Wei away and force him back into the cold world Ying represented. Rumors swirled, and powerful figures whispered behind closed doors, betting on May's failure. But instead of backing down, May took a stand. She faced the crowd with quiet strength, showing that her worth wasn't tied to the accident or the marriage, but to her own determination and heart. In the end, the story resolved not with grand gestures or dramatic fights, but with honesty and acceptance. Li Wei publicly acknowledged May, not just as his wife, but as his equal partner, breaking the mold of what people expected from him. May, once a poor delivery girl, became a symbol of resilience and hope, a reminder that love and courage could cross any boundary. Their marriage wasn't perfect. They still faced challenges and judgment, but they faced it together, stronger and more united than ever. The accident that brought them together had turned into something far more meaningful, a chance to rewrite their stories and find happiness on their own terms. For anyone watching this story unfold, the takeaway is clear. Life can surprise you when you least expect it. Sometimes, the hardest roads lead to the most unexpected blessings and love. It isn't about status or wealth. It's about standing by each other, no matter how tough the journey. So, if you ever feel like the world is against you, remember May and Li Wei's story, because sometimes a single moment can change everything and open the door to a whole new life you never dreamed possible.